WOCA. Ocala.
Ocala, baby, what makes you look so good? Ocala, baby, what makes you look so good? Why don't you love me like I know you could?
5 minutes after 10 o'clock, that music must mean Kelli Hart is somewhere nearby. She's 8 feet away from me, 6 feet away from me. And this is, of course, Ocala Magazine Radio. Kelli is here to talk to us about what's in the magazine and what's in her heart. Good morning, Kelli.
Hey, good morning.
How are you?
Talk about what's on my heart a
lot. What's in your heart?
Yeah.
So you had a good holiday weekend, a good 4th of July weekend?
Wonderful holiday weekend, yes.
Do you like when it's just a nothing weekend? Because we have so many holidays, so sometimes it's good to have a nothing weekend, right?
I love nothing weekends.
Do you ever make something out of a nothing weekend? Like just plan... I mean, like big gigantic hamburgers or something.
Yeah, sometimes I do. One of my things that I love is a nap, and I don't get a lot of naps, because there's either something to do or someone at home, and so I don't really have the opportunity a lot just to, shut the blinds, turn everything off, and crank the AC down and get in my bed and
that's when it's the best,
nap,
right? That's when it's the best.
With no phone on. Yeah. So very seldom does that happen.
Do you have a dog?
I do have a dog.
Does the dog not say to you in the middle of the nap, "Hello, I need to go out"?
Oh no,
that doesn't happen.
He loves the nap too. Yeah.
Oh, okay, nap time. Okay,
yeah.
Okay.
I'll throw him up there and he naps right along with me.
What kind of dog?
I have a Lhasa Poo.
Lhasa Poo.
Lhasa Poo.
Wow. You may have told us that before.
Yeah. So he's super cute. So he loves his naps. And I think that's all he does all day, actually, is just kind of lazy around. So when I'm there at home with him, it's even better. So I may have one of those weekends. Maybe Sunday will kind of be a nothing day for me. But, Saturday I have that Women's Empowerment Expo.
Okay.
I had the guest here last week to talk about that, the week prior, to talk about that. So that is tomorrow. So I'm really excited. About that.
And is that still open to the public?
Yep, absolutely. So they can go to the Nubian Inc. Facebook page. They can show up at the Hilton tomorrow at 11 o'clock and get tickets. It's going to be really exciting.
Yes, and you're speaking there.
Yes.
That's right. Right. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Do you already have a prepared speech?
I have bullet points. I'm not much on preparing. Having it all written out. That's usually not my way. So because then I'll be that person that'll just sit there and be reading, and then never looking up and never interacting. So I'll have my bullet points that I have, and hopefully all will go well.
So what I like to get from an event that I attend is either motivation or information. What I don't want to walk away with was the feeling that somebody was trying to sell me something, and I know you're not going to do that.
Right. No, I have nothing to sell.
So are you going to give information or motivation?
I will be giving motivation. Yes. And I think that's what all the ladies will be doing is just, other than the information of who I am and my background, I think the goal is to really motivate the women to love themselves and make the most of that day and leave there feeling just really awesome.
Isn't it interesting how we as human beings feel empowered when we see somebody else who has our labels doing something great? And I think that's why they chose you, because you fit that lady label. I mean, you are a lady. So the women who come to this event, they say, "Wow, look at what she's accomplished. If she can do it, maybe I can do it." But see, if I got up there and spoke, well, he's a guy. He can. I mean, for some reason, people think that guys can just do everything, but us guys,
not me. I don't think guys can do everything.
No. But I mean, I don't. Okay.
Like it comes easier or something. Is that what you're saying? Like
we don't need to have anybody motivate us.
It's just this expectation.
We don't need a role model.
Right. It's in your DNA just to be.
You just do
successful men. Yeah. No. I get that, and I do think that it's really helpful when it's local women, because with the exception of Vivica Fox, when you have someone that comes in and they're already kind of a celebrity in nature, or they're from out of town or a bigger city, and they come in and they cheer you on and then they leave. You don't have that resource. I mean, if someone wanted to reach out to me after the conference, I'm here. Like, I'm accessible. And so you can call me or text me or email me, and I could talk to you one-on-one. And so I think it's very helpful that they see they're real people, we're local people, and we're not just professions in our field. We're moms, and we're this, and we're trying to work out, and we're trying to be healthier, and we're real real people.
So what do you think is the hardest thing that a woman would have to deal with in trying to become successful that a man probably has no clue about? Is it us? Are the men, do the men get in the way?
Well, I do think that men just will always kind of have the edge. I think they will just always have the edge. I think beauty attractiveness plays a large role in success, and I know there's been studies done, psychological studies done on beauty, and they will compare the success of people who are by definition more beautiful than those that are not, and they will get things quicker. People tell them yes quicker. They'll get jobs quicker. And I think where women are concerned, that applies more so than men. In other words, I think a lesser attractive man would have more opportunities than a lesser attractive woman. Right,
but I think for the same reason. Because I think men don't get confidence from being good looking. Confidence comes to us a different way. There are lots of good looking guys that have crazy bad jobs, but they're just not confident. But for some reason, when you make yourself look so that you feel good about the way you look, you suddenly have confidence that supersedes the looks. You have confidence in your talents. You have confidence in your inner ability to do anything.
Sure.
So it's confidence is the common denominator. It's just that we come by confidence a different way, I think.
Right. No, I agree. I do. Yeah, I think so. I mean, we want to teach women the same way that a mother would teach a daughter. So, you know, when I talk to Lily, although I believe she's gorgeous and flawless, she's my child, obviously. Right. But I don't want that to be the key thing. I don't want her to think, well, I'm gorgeous, I'm going to get by in this way. So I will say, you know, you're gorgeous, but I will more so say, you're so kind. You know, when she does something compassionate, to point that out to her. So she knows that being kind and being smart, those things are even more important.
So I went to this picnic last summer, and it was for the Children's Craniofacial Association, and it's an organization Robert and I have been supporting for a few years now. And these children are born with these massive deformities with their faces, sometimes no noses, sometimes big distorted teeth or whatever. And so they're literally, to the world, never will have that attractive look that some women, including yourself, are blessed with. So they have to come by confidence a different way.
Right.
And part of the way they do it is to understand that it has nothing to do with success, nothing to do with happiness, and everything to do with just being confident about your own self. And I mean, it was amazing to hear that one young man who was, I guess, college age, was studying to be a computer engineer. And as you say, in a guy's case, maybe looks aren't as important.
Right.
But one young girl said, and I'll never forget this, and Kelly, if you could see her face, it would even impact you more, because her sister was quote unquote normal and quote unquote beautiful, but the one with the craniofacial issues said, you know what they say to me when they see me? They say I'm adorable. And I said, wow, that's a wonderful thing to tell you. You're adorable. So, yeah.
Well, it's wonderful, especially when they have someone around them that reminds them of that.
I should show you that video.
Oh, it'll probably make me cry.
It was so impactful to me to meet these people.
Yeah, I think it's great. I mean, you know, I was talking to someone just this past weekend about confidence, about, you know, people assume a lot of times that I'm super confident because in some things I am, but in other areas I'm really not. And so when you see someone who has the confidence that you're lacking, you become so envious. You're thinking, you know, what is it that gives them that confidence? I wish I could just have some of that.
Oh, I know the secret to this. You know, you can fake courage and it'll still do the same thing as if you actually have courage. In other words, if you're actually afraid, but you don't show anybody you're afraid, you pretend you're not afraid.
Sure.
It does the same thing.
Right.
The same thing with confidence. I've done it. How many jobs have I gotten in my lifetime where I was thinking, gosh, I'll never get this. And I said, no. I'm going to get this. I'm going to fake it.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's the same thing being tough. You know, I know whenever I'm feeling really sad or emotional, sometimes I will come across as tough. It doesn't bother me. I don't care. You know, but then privately, I'm a mess.
You fake it.
I fake it. I do. And so people have just over time, they'll, you know, when they're talking to me, they may say, you know, like, you're so tough. Like, nothing even phases you. And I'm thinking, yeah, I know, but I know that's not true at all. I'm very fazed by things. I just outwardly I put on kind of this tough thing and then handle all of my emotions at home and such. So yeah, I guess you could just kind of fake that confidence until maybe it becomes a habit, or maybe you convince yourself that you're confident.
Do you have any go-to people that you go to specifically for that? Like, let's say you're not feeling confident. Oh gosh, I'm going to go to my friend Sally's, and she always makes me feel good about myself. Do you have, or to your mom maybe? Do you have any people that are your go-to people for those things?
You know, I don't know. I don't know if I necessarily have people that I go to, but I may have certain things that I read that will, you know, that are kind of motivational in that way and remind me of that. But I'm really blessed that I have people in my life. You know, there was quite some time when I was married that I lost a lot of confidence. You know, that I was, you know, put down and insulted, and I was, I mean, just really kind of really broken.
It is a sin we commit upon one another, is when we say you're worthless, you'll never amount to anything. And
I heard that for many years. In a lot of areas, you know, just in so many areas I was just broken, and he had convinced me that I just was all of these terrible things. So my confidence like went out the window. So I'm very fortunate that I had family that reminded me that the issue was with him and not with me, and that sometimes other people who don't have confidence need to break the other person down rather than, you know, trying to meet them.
Yes.
And so I was very fortunate that way, and I'm very fortunate now that the man in my life is extremely supportive, and every day will in some way make me, you know, feel brilliant or beautiful or smart or loved or adored. So when you have that and you haven't had it, man, what a difference.
It is truly the truth, what you're saying.
Wow. I mean, it just makes you feel like you're invincible.
Right.
So what a difference. So when I hear people talk about who are in these relationships that are going through that, because I've gone through it myself, and now knowing what it feels like to have it back, you know, you just want that for that person so badly. And so I think there are times where I see somebody who feels kind of broken, and I want to be that person for them. You know, I may not be able to
So you become the go-to person.
But I kind of want to become that go-to person because I know how that feels. And so I think it's wonderful. I think the idea of this conference is wonderful. And my goal is not to empower, you know, if one person leaves with something that I've given to them that makes them feel better about themselves.
That's a great attitude.
That'll be good enough for me.
Well,
Certainly.
You don't need it from me, but you're great at what you do.
Thank you.
I think the fact that you had the courage in life at one point to put yourself into a public arena, for writing on a magazine, for being on a radio show, for everything else you've ever done. I mean, you were a very public person when you owned the florist shop. So, and that's as far back as my acquaintances with you goes. But I mean, it takes courage to do that, especially if you don't think you're worthy.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, little did people know at the beginning of a career that really propelled me into the public eye, I was probably the most broken and insecure at the most broken part of my life. So,
well, and that's a good...
the timing was pretty crazy.
I suppose you're going to mention that tomorrow, because that's a lot of ladies, a lot of people, not just ladies, but a lot of people feel that, okay, she's successful, but she had that silver spoon thing, you know?
Right.
But you like everybody else, you know, I'm convinced that God has figured out that none of us get through this life without challenges, and that's probably part of this whole mission.
Sure. Is to
go through whatever challenges we go through.
Sure.
You know?
Absolutely.
It's like that story about the guy who goes in looking for a new cross because the one he's got is too hard to carry. You heard that story, right?
No.
Okay, well, he's been carrying this cross, and everybody has their own cross to bear. And so he bumps into Jesus and says, oh, gosh, this is so great to bump into you. Can I ask a favor? Can I get a different cross? This one is so burdensome.
Right.
Oh, sure, come on. I got a whole room full of them. So he goes into the room, and he sets his cross down. He's, oh, that's too big. Oh, that's too bulky. Oh, my gosh, look at the troubles you're going to have with this one. And just keeps looking. Oh, he finds one. This is a cross. He puts it on his shoulder. He walks past Jesus waiting at the door, and he says, thank you so much. And Jesus says, I thought you were going to get a new cross. It's the same one you had.
Oh.
So you have a cross to bear,
Yes.
and it's maybe not as bad as you thought it was.
Absolutely. I think that that's true, and I think sometimes we just need that other person that will help build us up in whatever way that we're lacking, and it can make all the difference. I really do believe that. And we had an opportunity in July. You know, this month right now marks the 35th year of Ocala magazine.
Wow.
So it was really exciting to be a part of Ocala magazine right now.
And Linda's
obviously,
what, 45? She started when she was 10?
Right, she started when she was 10. Yes, absolutely. So it's just an exciting milestone for the magazine, and there's been so many people that have worked with the publication over years, and so it's just really fun for me to, at this milestone, be a part of the magazine. And there's a really, really great article in the July issue that kind of talks about how the magazine came to be, and a little bit about Linda, because Linda is so behind the scenes. And I really wanted an opportunity to tell people the magnificence of the magazine and what she went through to get it where it is today. And she's not one to toot her own horn, so I'm like, this is the opportunity. I'm gonna
absolutely
we'll toot it for her deservingly. And then there's also a fun section that kind of breaks down from 1980 until 2015 some of the covers and the ads and the editorial that has progressed over the last 35 years. And man, going through, I had the opportunity to go through the issues from the very first issue ever up until now. And so funny. It was just so funny. The looks and the styles and the hairstyles and the fashions.
Oh, really? Really?
Even the way graphic design has evolved, and technology has evolved to make the magazine this beautiful glossy thing that was just a little digest thing. Kind of taped and pasted, and it's really phenomenal. And I encourage everybody to go online to ocalamagazine.com and also to grab an issue in print, because 35 years is, it's awesome.
It's a lot of work.
It is awesome. It is awesome. And so, for Linda to have just had this dream and to have had it at a time where a woman owning a business was kind of absurd, she really overcame all that. Talk about courageous. She said, I'm gonna do it, and did it, and we're still here today.
Kelli, we'll take a little break, and we'll be right back.
Okay.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. For today, partly sunny skies. There'll be a thunderstorm in spots mainly this afternoon, the high 91 to 95. Partly cloudy tonight, low 70 to 74. Tomorrow, partly sunny with a thunderstorm around in the afternoon, high 91 to 95. And for Sunday, partly sunny with an afternoon thunderstorm likely, the high 92 to 96. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Are you in need of custom screen printing, embroidery, or promotional items? Then look no further and come visit the brand new Legacy Team Sales. LTS is conveniently located off 17th Street next to Armstrong Homes in beautiful Ocala. We offer the best prices and highest quality products for your company, team, school, or nonprofit. Whether looking for screen printed shirts, embroidered polos, or travel team uniforms, you'll be sure to find it at Legacy Team Sales. Come visit our new 27,000 square foot facility. Our friendly and knowledgeable sales staff will assist you in every part of your custom purchase. LTS carries the hottest brands in the industry like Under Armour, Russell, Mizuno, Asics, Badger Sports, Gildan, Pacific, Ogio, and many more. At LTS, screen printing embroidery is done in-house, and we guarantee customer satisfaction. Stop by, give us a call, or check us out on the web at shoplts.com. Remember the name, LTS.
Hi, I'm Seth with AA Lock, Dock, and Security. Have you ever thought about the locks or security on your house or business? Have you ever wondered why the keys to your new car cost so much? Well, at AA Lock, Dock, and Security, we can help with securing your valuables. We can even replace those expensive transponder keys. We can give you the knowledge that no one else will. Call AA Lock, Dock, and Security at 867-1965. That's 867-1965.
Here's what you may have missed on the John Tesh Radio Show.
Beware of Grandma's homemade apple pie. When we think of food as homemade or traditional, we make positive, nostalgic associations that makes us more likely to order that item. We should all get in the habit of carrying a package of alcohol wipes when we travel and cleaning every surface near our seat before we start touching anything. And if it's a phone interview, make sure you use your voice to convey enthusiasm. Do that by smiling as you speak.
Intelligence for your life on the John Tesh Radio Show. Don't miss this stuff.
Putting the local back into radio. 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. WOCA News. Variety. Information. Now. your arms and legs on the inside at all times.
WOCA. AM 1370. 96.3. 96.3. We are the source. WOCA.
Yes, we are. Kelli Hart is here at WOCA, and of course, we've been talking about Ocala Magazine. This is Ocala Magazine Radio, and an event happening tomorrow, ladies, if you want to show up. And where do they go?
Yes, it's at the Hilton. It begins at 11 a.m., so I would, of course, recommend get there a little bit early if you want to get a ticket at the door. You can go to Nubian Inc., which is NUBIAN. INC on Facebook and get a lot more information about the event that's happening. And we're just really, really excited about it. I'm excited because I get to stand up in front of women and really kind of spell out for them how I got where I am today and some of the obstacles that most people wouldn't know about. You know, as public as I am, I'm also very private about a lot of stuff. So it'll be really fun to spell out to them, here's where I am, and it just wasn't easy. It wasn't just handed to me, and so don't get discouraged when you start to feel like you're being scrutinized or insulted or you can't do it, or I mean, Lord knows those kinds of things happen all the time that will really create obstacles, and it's always easier just to kind of it's just a little too hard or scary.
We'll see. How do I ask this question? I was going to say, aside from money, how do you measure success? But money has to be a part of it. It's hard to feel successful when you're not paying your bills.
Well,
you know?
Well, sure. So I think success, and there's some contingencies there or whatever. But I mean, I don't make tons and tons of money. You know, I mean, if I were an editor, maybe in New York City or somewhere along those lines, where we had a staff of hundreds and things of that nature. But I mean, Ocala Magazine is still a small operation. There's only a few of us, and I don't make, in comparison, tons of money, but I still feel really, really successful. I feel more successful now than I have in some jobs where I made more. Just because I feel like getting up and being able to do what you love has a value. You know, I mean, that to me is payment.
Well, earlier you said something that if one lady leaves with something that empowers her because of something you said, then you have completed your mission or something.
Sure.
I'm paraphrasing, of course, but that's absolutely the truth. When you look in Lily's face and you know that you're raising a beautiful and smart and respectful human being, then you know you're successful.
Sure. And I think even when you talk about being a parent and being successful, I could go out and buy Lily everything in Toys R Us and every video game and everything in the world, or I could just spend time with her, and I can promise you that I'll be a more successful parent and she'll be a more successful person if I'm giving her that time, which costs nothing versus being able to buy her everything under the sun. So yeah, I think that's a good measurement of success, is being able to afford things and luxuries, and obviously paying bills gives you a lot of peace of mind. But I don't think it's everything. I think loving what you're doing, feeling fulfilled, it's knowing your purpose, and there are some people that search their whole life for their purpose, and I feel like I have found mine, and that in and of itself is just a treasure.
You're a smart lady.
Thank you.
And who else is going to speak tomorrow, real quick?
Vivica Fox is the keynote speaker. Of course, she's an actress. And then Shawana Vickers is speaking, and Angie Lewis is speaking, and myself. And we'll have a host, and there's lots of vendors that will also be there. So it'll be a really exciting time. And it's the first one, so really looking forward to it.
Sounds like a good time for you ladies. I won't go, but I'll hear about it.
It's ladies only.
I'll hear about it next week.
I'll follow up and I'll tell you all about it for sure. And you'll see pictures and stuff. So want to encourage everybody, pick up the July issue of Ocala Magazine. Our 40 Under 40 is there. Like us on Facebook. Our 40 Under 40 is also, full bios are on Facebook, so you don't want to miss that. Lots of great articles, lots of fun stuff. Just keep up with Ocala Magazine, or you're really missing out.
And keep up your good work, Kelli.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Larry.
We'll be right back.
I'm Lillian Wu. After emotional debate, the Confederate flag coming down at the South Carolina State House. Not everyone, though, is happy to see it go.
I am in strong support of the flag. I was raised on it. I do not believe it's hatred at all.
The debate over the flag reignited after the massacre at a historically black church in Charleston. The suspect had appeared in photos brandishing the flag. The president's immigration plans returning to court.
A 3-judge panel will hear arguments on President Obama's plan to shield millions of illegal immigrants from deportation. The fight started when Texas in